What's up guys, Davey here from PhoneBluff.com, and in this video we're doing a review on the Apple iPhone 5. We'll start off with a quick hardware tour. So on the front we have a larger 4-inch display going diagonally. It's a Retina display with a resolution of 1136 by 640. On the top of the front we have our front facing camera, which is now centered, our earpiece, and then at the very bottom we have our home button. On the back we have an 8 megapixel camera with LED flash. On the black version we have an anodized backing. And on the left side of the iPhone 5 we have our vibrate switch, our volume up, and also our volume down buttons. On the right side we have a nano SIM card slot and nothing else. On the bottom we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, got our lightning charging port, and also our speaker grill. And at the top we have our power button, which is used to turn the screen on and off or to turn the device on and off. Underneath the hood, the iPhone 5 has an Apple A6 dual-core processor coupled with 1GB of RAM with the latest version of iOS 6 running the show. This 6th generation iPhone is both the thinnest and the lightest one yet, measuring in at just 7.6mm thick, making it thinner than both its predecessors and its main competition in the Samsung Galaxy S3. Not to mention, the iPhone 5 weighs in at just 112 grams, easily making it one of the lightest smartphones out there. It's honestly so light that it feels like it's a phone without a battery even inside of it. The 4-inch display on the iPhone 5 definitely doesn't disappoint. With its 1136 by 640 resolution, you not only get one of the highest pixel densities available on a smartphone today, but you also get closer to that 16 by 9 aspect ratio, so you can finally watch your videos in high quality without any of the annoying letterboxing. When it comes to speed and performance, the iPhone 5 has a lot to offer. The A6 processor can handle just about anything you throw at it. I won't go too deep into performance here, but if you want to see it in action against the competition, check out some of the videos on the channel. What I will say though is that the iPhone 5 and its optimized Safari browser scored the highest score on the BrowserMark benchmark that I've ever seen on a mobile device, and considering how many mobile devices I test, that's pretty darn impressive. When looking at the spec sheet alone, there seems to be no difference between the 8 megapixel camera on the iPhone 4S and the 8 megapixel camera on the iPhone 5. But there is a difference, albeit a small one. The iPhone 5's camera performs a little bit better in low light conditions and also has better image stabilization for your 1080p videos. But that's not it. The already fast shutter time has been sped up by 40%, letting you take dozens and dozens of pictures back to back as long as you repeatedly press the shutter. Also, now you finally get panorama mode, which I've found to actually work quite well, letting you take a picture up to 28 megapixels when you actually combine it all together. What about battery life? While Apple claims that the iPhone 5 gets better battery life than the iPhone 4S, to me it seems to be just about the same, maybe only slightly better. But considering the larger display, the 4G LTE, and the thinner body, I can't really complain. The speaker quality on the iPhone 5 is great. It lets me turn my music up loud enough to where I can hear it clearly even in noisy environments. Something to note though, only the right side of the speaker grill actually emits any sound. The call quality on the iPhone 5 has been just about the same as the other phones I've tested on the same network, which in this case is Verizon. Software-wise, iOS 6 adds a lot of new features and fixes. Siri is a little faster and even smarter now, with the biggest improvement to me being its sports questions ability. And while the new Maps app has had some major problems, for me so far it has worked just fine with the turn-by-turn navigation getting me to where I needed to go without a problem. Also, I've enjoyed the new flyover feature, which gives you a nice 3D look at some of the major cities. What are my top 3 likes and dislikes about the iPhone 5? Well, starting with the dislikes, I have to say I was a little disappointed to see that NFC wasn't included. Also, while the change of the charging port was inevitable, I feel like Apple should have gone with micro USB so that way people can use at least some of the accessories they already have. And lastly, while I don't mind iOS Maps, I do feel like Apple should have left Google Maps on the phone until iOS Maps was more of a finished product. Okay, now let's talk about what I like. First, I have to say that I love the performance on the phone. Like I said earlier, this phone is fast. I mean, iOS is a fast OS by itself, but the A6 processor with 1GB of RAM just makes the thing fly. Second, I love the screen. While I do wish it was a little bit bigger, the high pixel density of 326 ppi and the improved Retina display compared to the iPhone 4S more than makes up for that. And finally, I think my favorite thing about this iPhone is the build quality. If you've seen any of the drop tests or the torture tests I've done on the channel, you know what I'm talking about. Overall, I think the iPhone 5 is more evolutionary rather than revolutionary. But with that said, I still think it's a phone that's worth the upgrade, especially if you're on the iPhone 4 or below. Alright, that's it from me in this video guys. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.